What's going on, everybody, man? Welcome back to the channel. Hopefully everybody is doing well. We are doing pretty good over here at the MoJo Ninja Garage. So there have been a chain of events that's happened that is requiring me to do another update video. So y'all are gonna like this one. So if you guys remember during the cruise, right, during the winery cruise, I did say something along the lines of, is a possibility of something happening that can kind of benefit the channel a little bit. So, and I told you I'm not gonna say too much about it yet, because I was gonna wait really to say anything about it and until I figure some other things out. But I was like, you know what, nah, it's supposed to be transparent, let y'all know exactly what's going on at all times. And so I'm giving y'all this information right now. So when I tell you God is good, man, whoo, I tell you what, man, he put me in the right place at the right time and put me in contact with the right individual. So the person who I'm talking about, his name is Jake Gardner, man. So hey, dog, thank you, appreciate you for making this happen, or being a part of making this happen. So appreciate you on that. I know I'm kind of dragging y'all on a little bit, so we're gonna get to it here. All right, so what am I talking about that we did? Well, you remember some time ago I was a little, it's been a rough start to the year, man, and I was a little bummed out by some information that I had to give you guys, telling you that we're gonna have to put a few things off. Well, I may be able to pull it off this year. So there's a lot more that's gonna be a part of this as well. But I'm happy to tell you guys that I successfully was able to get my hands on a complete STI transmission swap. Yeah, man, got it. So tell you a little bit about it, man. I'm looking at my notes, y'all. That's why I'm looking down. So apologize. But turns out we was able to get our hands on a 2019, because even though when Jake sold it to me, it said 2017 or something like that. Looking at everything in here has been marked as 2019, so it's actually a 2019 STI 6-piece swap complete. So it has 68,000 miles on it. That's what the paperwork says on it. And when I say complete, man, it has everything. It even has the bolts all put together for everything, for the flywheel and everything. The pressure plate, it has all of that stuff. Only thing we don't have a shift knob, but I ain't worried about that because I already got one. But let's go ahead and I'm gonna show you guys exactly what we have. All right, y'all, so here it is, man. Got the swap. I got it in here in the tire because I kind of want to look over it. I haven't exactly really looked over the whole thing yet. I do want to clean it up. As you can see right over here, I bought some cleaner for it, so I'm gonna be doing some cleaning on it. I know I'm pretty sure y'all ain't gonna want to watch that, but I'm kind of gonna clean it up a little bit, and really trying to make a list of things that I think I'm gonna need for the swap. But there's everything right there. Got the shift linkage and everything. Now there is a bushing missing out of this side, so I'm gonna have to get bushings for this whole little thing right here. I want to upgrade it anyway. This is all stock. So like I said, I gotta get everything I need for all of this stuff, but everything is here. There's the transmission, and up here we got the drive shaft. It's separated into the two pieces right here. We got our rear axles, front axles, and this is our rear diff here. I did take the actual carrier off of the diff and the transmission because the WRX one should work with this whole little setup. But I only got the stuff in here that I'm thinking I'm gonna be able to use. But I tell you what, we're gonna go back to my storage shed where I got most of all of the rest of it at, and I'll show you everything else that came with this thing. So let's head back there. All right. So like I told you guys, we got the carrier here, and the same thing for the rear diff. But like I said, mine I upgraded it, or upgraded the bushings and all of that, and all of this same stuff should be able to bolt right on up. Now the swap did come with all of the spindles, the arms, all of that, the whole setup for the rear and the front, and the actual brake rotors. And like I told you guys, the flywheel and the clutch, oh man. And like I said, the bolts and everything is already on here. But oh boy, this is heavy. The plan is not to use all of this. I got other plans, but I do have all of this stuff if I do decide to use it or not. If I do want to upgrade the brakes to STI brakes, I have everything I need to do that with. But one step at a time. We got the swap. So let's go back in the garage and let's look over a few things with the main components that I believe I'm going to be really using. So let's go check that out. All right. So now, as everyone knows, everybody's pretty nervous about all the stuff that's happening as far as for the cost of car parts and stuff like that. So in a roundabout way, I'm in kind of a mad dash to get what I can before things start getting out of control. But like I say, I got to do it within reason. So I did come up with a list of things that I believe I'm going to need to have in order to get this whole thing done. So a lot of this is going to be based off how soon I can get all of that stuff. But let's go over to the dry erase board over here, and let's make a list of those things. And as I get those things, I'll update you guys, and we'll kind of check them off on the list and all of that stuff. So let's go over here to the board here, and then let's make a list. Now, as I make this list, I do, like I say, I'm always interested in you guys' feedback on, what you guys think. You know what I'm saying? A lot of you guys out there already have experience with this stuff. So for me, it's always interesting for me to hear what you guys have to say about, some of my selections. Some of the stuff I'm choosing it for a reason. But if y'all tell me something and it's like it makes too much sense, it may require a change in it. But let's go over to the board and let's check it out. All right, y'all. So here goes my list. So I'm calling it the trans swap parts list. So the things that I'm thinking that I'm going to need, and like I said, I really want, I would like to hear you guys input on my mod list here that I have for this. But I wanted to get the ACT heavy duty mod twin clutch. Because really I want to get that one because just the things that I heard about it, that it kind of eliminates the chattering thing, and it feels a lot like stock. It handles like, I think 700 foot-pounds of torque, or a little bit more than that or something like that. Don't plan on using that, but to know that it can handle that, that's a plus for me. The Cartboy short shifter and bushing combo kit. I want to get all that because it's going to have the bushings. It's not going to have all of the bushings, but it's going to have a few of them. I'm going to have to go to turn in shift linkage bushings to replace those bushings like that one that I showed you guys that was missing. I need to get the STI flywheel inspection cover. Get that. For the interior, I'm going to need the boot insulator. There's a metal bracket that it connects to. I need to get that too. I'm just calling it, I don't have the exact name for it just yet. I'm gonna get it and I'll fix this, but it's the boot insulator metal bracket. There's also some little clips that connects the insulator to that bracket. So I got that on the list. And the iWire adapter harness, so I can, plug in, be able to get, the reverse lights and the camera and all of that stuff to kick on. for the WRX to STI connection. It's just that one connector there, and the pairing reverse lockout lever. I want to get that because I've heard some things about, you know, people using the Cartboy short shifter and it causing that little stock reverse lockout to rattle. I'm guessing because of the size of the shaft on the Cartboy short shifter. So that should eliminate that. And the last thing on the list is the trans fluid cocktail where they use the red line cocktail for the STI transmission. So that's kind of what I have for that. I know it's probably gonna be some more stuff in there I'm missing. Feel free to let me know what those things are in the comments and I'll add it to the list. But that's pretty much what I've gathered so far, the things that I think I'm gonna need to get. So that's pretty much gonna be my list right there. I reached out to iWire because when I was looking at, doing my research, and I kind of looked at the iWire and I was looking at that harness, they have the DCCD controller kit that they're about to come out with here soon. So it says it ain't out yet, but it's something that's coming out. So I reached out to them, trying to throw my name in, I'll be trying to throw my name in the hat. Maybe they'll send it to me. Maybe I can kind of be one of the first to install it, maybe. And then, so I reached out to them and I told them, hey, if once you guys, when is it going to be ready? Because there's another one that's out on the market that you can get, but I kind of like messing with iWire. It's just they have such a good product and all of this stuff is so easy to follow. It's dang near everything they have is plug and play. Customer service is great because I worked with them when I got the ground kit that I put on the car. So love the customer service I got from them. When I talked to them, they spoke back. They kind of gave me some tips, helped me out, helped me verify a few things, man. Real good group of people. So I said, I'd rather try and work with them if I could. So that kit that they got coming out, I asked, throw my name in there, see if they can send me one out whenever it's ready, or let me know when it's ready so I can kind of get my hands on one pretty quick. And sure enough, man, they followed right back up. Well, within the same day, really. And they told me that, hey, it's probably going to come out late May, maybe in June or something like that. But whenever it does, they said they will be contacting me and helping me get one in my hand. So what that's going to entail, I don't know yet till it actually happens. But they are going to send me one out, so that's going to be kind of cool. Or they're going to reach out to me and let me know when it's ready, and then I'll see what happens with that, and then I'll let you guys know, of course, what goes on. But this year, man, I'm really excited that this is happening. Like I said, it's been a rough year in the beginning of this year, man. Kind of bummed out, I was like, dang, because I really wanted to do that. But it looks like it's about to go down. So that's it, y'all. I mean, that's kind of really what I wanted to update you guys on. Now, that's pretty much what I wanted to update you guys on as far as for what's going on, as far as for the plans for this year. Now, like I said, my goal is to get this done this year. But, that's going to be based on how quickly I can get these parts that I need. Really, especially before this whole little tariff thing starts, running amok as far as for car parts and how much everything costs. What is it? Flatline Tuning. Is that the name of that company? They got a video. I'll link it in the description. He does a really good job of talking about how the tariffs affect how he gets his parts whenever they sell it to us, and he does a really cool breakdown. Y'all should go and check that out, dude. So definitely do that. Check that out, and you'll kind of see what it means. So that's why I'm like, dang, I gotta, do what I can and get what I can. Anyway, that's what I got as far as for that. Now, I know we did talk about improving the handling, so this may slow that down a little bit, but I'm still trying to work on getting that. I got some other stuff in the works to try and get a little extra Skrilla up. Oh, one more thing I want to let y'all know about. Usually in my descriptions, because I'm kind of an affiliate to Amazon. So if you want to support the channel, the links that I leave in the description doesn't cost you guys anything extra, but it does help the channel out whenever you guys do use the links that I have in the description. So that's one way of supporting the channel. So if you guys watch the videos, watch any of my older videos, there's a product on there, and it has an Amazon link on there. Click on that, and that's extra support for the channel, man. So I do appreciate y'all if y'all do use it. You don't have to. You can do whatever you want, but I'm just throwing that out there. You know what I'm saying? But I did kind of went over to Cosmic, and I asked them about, you know, coilovers and their take on it and the things that they've ran into, because like I say, they got a lot of experience in that building. So I said, you know, they're a resource, so let me try and, you know, pick their brain for some information. So some of the information they said and everything, it just made so much sense, and I was like, dang, I'm glad I asked, because I think I made up my mind off the research that I've done on exactly what I want to do with that. Now, let you guys know, I've always said I'm not looking to really just slam my car. I'm not trying to be a stance boy, anything like that. I just want to improve the handling of the car. Now, I wanted to do Bilstein front and rear struts, and I wanted to get the RCE yellow springs for the and they make them for WRX, and they also make it for STI. And I'm going to get the STI. Now, the reason why I'm getting the STI, a couple of reasons. The WRX yellow springs, they will lower the car a little bit more, not by much, but a little bit more than the STI springs. And the reason for that is the STI yellow RCE springs are a little bit stiffer, and that's to support the extra weight of the transmission, which we're going to be doing a transmission swap. It's going to come in handy. But that, it only drops it like 0.8, like almost an inch, which is good enough for me. And my boy Ron from Portland, man, he had it on his WRX, and you know, he has some videos out there on how his worked, and he did a review on it, and I like what he had to say, so I'm probably going to go that route with it. So, which is, you know, it kind of helped in my decision for doing that. Plus, talking to the guys at Cosmic, when you do coilovers and stuff like that, something that I never thought about when you're doing coilovers is, you know, when you're using your stock ones, and I do hear about people saying they have that clunk and all that stuff, and usually that's because you didn't turn your spring right. But another part of that is when you do take your top hat. Your stock top hat is made out of rubber. When you get coilovers, in most cases they are like metal, so you got metal to metal instead of rubber on metal, which giving it a little bit more comfortability. Now, I want the car to be, you know, it can drive and handle a little bit better, but I don't want it to be too rough, because from time to time I do daily the cars. So that's the reason why I'm going that route with it. Either I'm going to use my old ones that I have on the car right now because they're not that bad, or I may order some new ones just to make it to where all I got to do is just take mine out, put that in there, and I ain't got to worry about using no. I'm probably still going to need a spring compressor, but that's kind of the route I wanted to go. That's kind of what I was thinking about that. For me, man, very excited about the new turn of events that has happened. So at this point, we'll see what happens, and we'll actually go from there. So I kind of, like I said, I wanted to give you guys that information. So if you guys made it this far in the video, man, I appreciate y'all, man. Thank you so much. A lot of new changes, a lot of positive things happening. Well, at least in my opinion, they are. So I think the year's trying to make a comeback on me from my rough start. So some light at the end of the tunnel. So we're going to get this thing cracking. And like I said, I'm going to try and push to make this happen as soon as I can. But like I said, I got to do it within reason, because like I say, I'm not trying to get completely broke. At least for the most part, I got the biggest part of this whole process, which is having the freaking swap. So I got that. So we are back in business, baby, and it's about to go down, dog. But to all y'all, man, appreciate y'all, man. Thank you if you made it this far in the video. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification to hit all and get notified whenever I put out a video. And until that next video, fam, peace.